Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about couples from the 90-Day Fiancé world, Stacy Silva and her husband, Florian Sukic. Their relationship has been in the spotlight for years, full of ups and downs, rumors, tears, and reconciliations. And the big question fans keep asking is this: are Stacy and Florian still together, or has their dramatic love story finally come to an end? Stacy Silva, the glamorous twin sister of Darcy Silva, first stepped into reality TV alongside her sister. Together, the Silva twins became known for their bold personalities, love of fashion, and roller coaster romances. But Stacy's story took a different turn when she met Florian, a young man from Albania. Their relationship began online and quickly turned serious. From the very beginning, people questioned their match. There was the age gap, the cultural differences, and the doubts about Florian's true intentions. Was he genuinely in love with Stacy, or was he simply looking for a path to America? But no matter what critics said, Stacy stood firmly by his side, convinced that he was the man for her. Their love story soon became part of Darcy and Stacy, the spin-off show that focused on the twins' personal and romantic lives. Florian entered the spotlight reluctantly, often looking uncomfortable in front of the cameras. Unlike Stacy, who thrived in the limelight, Florian seemed like a man who preferred privacy and simplicity. But the cameras caught more than just sweet moments. Early on, shocking allegations surfaced. Photos and videos appeared online of Florian with another woman, sparking rumors that he had cheated on Stacy. Fans watched as Stacy broke down, struggling to process the betrayal. Yet despite the scandal, she chose to forgive him. For her, love outweighed the doubts. For viewers, it was another reason to debate whether she was making the right choice. In 2020, despite everything, Stacy and Florian tied the knot. The ceremony was small and private due to the pandemic, but for Stacy, it was a dream come true. For Florian, it was the start of a new life in America. But marriage didn't magically fix their problems. Fans quickly saw that the tension was still there. Stacy accused Florian of not being ambitious enough, of not working hard, of not fitting into her glamorous lifestyle. Florian, on the other hand, complained that Stacy was too focused on appearances, too obsessed with beauty treatments and cosmetic procedures. Their arguments became a staple of the show. Explosive fights, dramatic tears, and passionate reconciliations, this cycle played out again and again. And yet, no matter how bad it got, they always seemed to come back to each other. Stacy often admitted that she couldn't imagine her life without him, while Florian, in his quiet way, insisted that Stacy was his one true love. As time went on, their relationship became defined by this push and pull. To outsiders, it often looked toxic, but for them, it was a bond that somehow worked. Their story was messy, dramatic, and emotional, but it was real. So, here we are in 2025, and the question is still the same. After years of ups and downs, are Stacy and Florian still together, or has their marriage finally reached the breaking point? Stay tuned, because in the next part we'll explore the most recent updates, what they've been showing on social media, and what all of this really means for their future. But fans don't miss a single detail. They've noticed that sometimes Stacy posts photos without her wedding ring, which instantly sparks rumors of a split. And when Florian disappears from her feed for weeks at a time, blogs and gossip sites start speculating about divorce. Then, almost like clockwork, Stacy will post a new picture with Florian, smiling, hugging, and proving the rumors wrong, at least for the moment. In interviews, Stacy has admitted that marriage is hard, especially when lived in front of cameras. She says she loves Florian deeply but also acknowledges that they argue, they clash, and it isn't always easy. For his part, Florian says the same. He doesn't deny that they fight, but he insists that Stacy is the love of his life, and he doesn't want to leave her. That hasn't stopped the breakup rumors, though. Fans continue to question their dynamic, wondering how long they can last. But as of 2025, the reality is that Stacy and Florian are still together. Their marriage isn't perfect, but it's still standing. Some people believe that their constant cycle of fighting and making up is actually what keeps them connected. What looks unstable to outsiders may, in fact, be their own version of passion. The fiery arguments followed by reconciliation might be the glue that holds them together. Looking ahead, it's safe to say that Stacy and Florian's story is far from over. They'll continue to share their lives on reality TV, giving fans more drama, more tears, and more love-hate moments. Whether you love them or can't stand their relationship, they've managed to keep people talking, and that's exactly what makes them one of the most unforgettable couples in the 90-Day Fiancé world. So, are they still together? Yes, they are. Despite the scandals, the tears, and the endless rumors, Stacy Silva and Florian Sukic are still husband and wife. Their journey has been anything but simple, but in the end, they keep choosing each other. Now that we've covered their past and present, let's take a deeper look at how fans, family, and even critics view Stacy and Florian's relationship, and what the future might hold for them. When it comes to reality TV, few couples have sparked as much debate as Stacy and Florian. Some viewers have called their love story inspiring, saying that Stacy's ability to forgive and fight for her relationship shows her loyalty and strength. Others argue that their relationship sets a bad example, normalizing unhealthy patterns of jealousy, control, and constant fighting. This divide in opinion has been present since day one. Family has also played a big role in their journey. Stacy's twin sister, Darcy, has always been vocal about her opinions. While Darcy has dealt with her own tumultuous relationships, she often questions whether Florian truly appreciates Stacy. At the same time, Florian hasn't always blended smoothly with the Silva family. His quiet, reserved nature sometimes clashes with the loud, glamorous Silva lifestyle. But no matter how many family feuds appear on screen, Stacy keeps standing by him, proving again that, for her, love comes first. Another interesting part of their story is how people constantly compare Stacy and Florian to Darcy and her partners. Darcy's love life has been marked by explosive breakups and heartbreaks, while Stacy has managed to stay married through it all. Fans often say that, in a strange way, Stacy's marriage to Florian is the more stable of the two, even though it's full of its own drama. Some even argue that Florian balances Stacy out in ways Darcy's partners never could. The couple's public image has also shifted over the years. In the beginning, Florian was painted as the suspicious foreign fiancé with questionable motives. But over time, fans started to see that he wasn't chasing fame, he wasn't eager to be on TV, and he wasn't using Stacy for clout. In fact, he often looked like he wanted nothing to do with the spotlight. This has actually softened some of the criticism, with fans now saying, maybe he really is here for love after all. Still, trust issues never fully disappear. Every time. On the September 14th episode of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Gino visited Jasmine at Matt's house after receiving an email from his estranged wife asking him to have a conversation about something urgent. In a confessional, Gino admitted that he was lonely following his breakup with Natalie and seemed open to reconsidering reconciling with Jasmine, but admitted that there would have to be a hell of a lot of changes to save the marriage. Upon arriving at Matt's house, however, Gino quickly learned that Jasmine was not open to patching things up. In fact, she had big news for him. "I'm moving to Florida," Jasmine told her estranged husband, adding that Matt is coming with me. But there was more. "Matt and we are going to have a baby," Jasmine said through tears. Gino was left stunned. "Good for you," he finally replied after a long silence, adding that he was not shocked by the announcement. Jasmine insisted that she and Matt didn't plan to get pregnant. "It just happened," she explained as a hurt Gino soaked in the news. "Know that this marks the end for us," Jasmine continued, referencing their broken marriage. But Gino claimed he already knew that. Before Jasmine dropped the bombshells, Gino seemed hopeful that Jasmine had turned a new leaf in their relationship. He took notice of the various boxes sitting in Matt's living room and hoped that meant Jasmine was moving out and away from her lover. "I wonder if Jasmine is moving out of Matt's place and finally getting her own place," he said in a confessional. Gino had taken issue with Jasmine's lengthy stay at Matt's home in the past. "That would show me that she actually still cares about me and she's actually taking action." Of course, Jasmine had other plans. Prior to her announcement, she checked in with Gino to see how he was feeling after the big blow-up at his cousin Dana's birthday party, where Jasmine got in a physical altercation with Gino's new lover, Natalie. But Gino was still resentful of how Jasmine acted at the event, and told her that he and Natalie broke up after the incident. However, Jasmine pushed back and suggested Natalie may have left him over the web of lies she discovered that same evening. "It is not you telling her that you plan to divorce me when you have never told me that and you were even trying to meet with me to fix things?" Jasmine asked. "It was not you not telling her about the open marriage and that there was still hope between you and me? So you were 100% honest with her?" Gino asserted that he was absolutely honest with Natalie, who, in fact, left Gino after realizing he had lied to her about the status of his marriage, but Jasmine was not buying it. "I don't feel bad for you." "I actually feel bad for her," Jasmine replied, suggesting that Gino's actions proved that he was the common denominator as she accused him of lying. But Gino was offended by the accusation, and told Jasmine that he did not enjoy life with her. And Jasmine agreed, telling her estranged husband, "War is over." That's when Jasmine made her shocking announcements, tearing up as she did so. "Matt and I are family now," Jasmine stated, leaving Gino silent once again. After gathering himself, Gino said, "I really don't care." After some more silence, Gino asked Jasmine if there was anything else important he should know. Jasmine said no. "Well, I hope you have a good life," Gino said, to which Jasmine replied, "I will." Gino then hoisted himself off of the couch and left as Jasmine watched from the other side of the living room. As he closed the door, Jasmine put her face in her hands and sighed. Jasmine raced to the window to watch Gino get in his car and drive away. Despite all she had gone through with her estranged husband, Jasmine was still worried about him. "I know that he is hurt," she sobbed. "It concerns me even more when he has this kind of reactions because I know that he's going to have a meltdown when he's by himself. I don't know what he's going to do." Jasmine acknowledged that she wanted to have a child with Gino before their marriage fell apart, and that Gino was interested in having a family with her as well. Still, Jasmine insisted that she still loved Gino and felt bad for causing him pain. "It hurts me to hurt people that I love," she explained, "and I feel so guilty because I feel like he hates me. But I could never hate him." During his drive home from Matt's house, Gino continued to process the shocking news. "What the F," he said to himself. "I can't believe what she just told me. What a idiot." In a confessional, Gino broke down in tears over the thought of his marriage ending. "I thought she loved me," he said. "She didn't love me." Then, Gino accused Jasmine of having faked her love for him and pitted himself for falling for the plan he believed she concocted. "I thought that she wanted to have a child with me," Gino explained. "She's such a liar. She's such a liar. How could I fall for that?" 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 Episode 11 aired on September 14, 2025. The latest episode, titled "Nobody Puts Baby in a Corner," featured a meeting between Jasmine and Gino. She wanted to share the news about her moving to Florida with Matt. However, before that, the two got into an argument. It was about Gino's breakup with Natalie and Jasmine's fight with her at the party. Later, when 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Star Jasmine got emotional while sharing about her moving to Florida news. The latest 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 Episode 11 saw Gino arriving at Matt's apartment. He was there because Jasmine invited him to have a chat. Gino felt weird being at Matt's place. Jasmine thanked him for coming over after she texted him about an urgent matter she wanted to discuss. When he asked what the urgency was that she had called him there, she said it was very important and that she was glad that he was there. Before that, she asked him how he had been since the party. 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Star was referring to the party where she fought with Natalie. Jasmine recalled saying that it was a birthday party and not a bachelor party, so why was there a hooker from Vegas? She added that she took full responsibility for that. Further, Gino continued and told her that Natalie was doing fine until Jasmine scared the living out of her. When Gino denied, Jasmine asked if he was 100% honest with Natalie. 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Star Gino said he was. Jasmine said she didn't feel bad for him, but felt bad for Natalie. They got into arguments over Gino's breakup, bringing Natalie to the party, his lies to her, and more. Later, Jasmine told Gino about the matter she had called him about. She said that she was moving to Florida and that Matt was also moving with her. She got emotional while sharing the news. She mentioned that she didn't want him to know about that from anyone else, but from her. Gino sat there in surprise at what Jasmine had shared, and was left stunned and speechless. On 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Julia Trubkina revealed plenty about one of the most private periods of her life, bringing viewers into a reproductive clinic with her family. Discussions of medical procedures, deadlines, and the bigger question of whether Julia and Brandon want to have kids at all took center stage in the stressful and emotional moment. At the visit, the doctors recommended removing a uterine polyp, Julia's first experience with anesthesia. She said that this added to her worry because she was also worried about health effects and whether doing something would make her more pregnant than if she did nothing. Rather than rush into treatment, the pair was told to think long and hard about their options at home. This candid conversation brought to light the emotional toll of making family planning decisions under duress, in addition to the medical component. For Julia, the experience was about claiming her independence while juggling the expectations of her family and spouse, not only about becoming a parent. During Julia's examination, doctors found a uterine polyp and recommended its surgical removal under anesthesia. Since she had never had such a treatment done before, Julia acknowledged that she was anxious. The physicians cautioned that although it would increase her chances of getting pregnant, there was no guarantee of success. Medical professionals urged 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Stars Julia and Brandon to consider their options in private, whether that meant continuing fertility therapy or choosing not to have children at all, rather than pressuring them into treatment right away. The 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Couple was also warned by the experts that time is an issue in fertility planning, even though Julia is still in her early 30s. Though they noted that waiting too long could limit alternatives later, they emphasized that decisions shouldn't be hurried. An already emotional situation was made even more stressful by this well-balanced advice, which left Julia divided between her personal reluctance and the medical options. Julia's insistence on having the last say over her body was the 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Episode's most notable aspect. She stated that she was under a lot of pressure to undertake reproductive treatments and surgery, particularly when she was the one taking the physical risks. During the conversation, Julia made the unexpected admission that she did not want children, at least not now. Her family was shocked at this revelation, as they had never heard her assert her position so strongly. Visibly taken aback, Brandon repeated his vow to be there for her in any type of treatment or surgery along with whatever happens after that, if she chooses it. An unresolved conflict emerged from the conversation, striking a balance between Julia's independence and the couple's shared life goals. Fans were left wondering how Julia and Brandon would eventually reconcile their divergent views on starting a family because no final decision had been made in the plot.